20 famous roles that these actors regretted playing. Hindsight is 2020, and these 20 actors definitely had mixed feelings about some of their most famous roles when looking back. 1 of 20. Robert Pattinson, Twilight. It's no secret that Robert Pattinson hated playing Edward in the Twilight movies. He hyped the series every chance he got, even when he was supposed to be promoting it. However, we can't imagine anyone other than RPatz portraying this iconic vampire. 2 of 20. Anna Kendrick, Twilight. Although she liked the rest of the cast, Anna Kendrick wasn't too excited to be in the first Twilight movie, and she didn't interact much with her co-stars during filming. Kendrick has shared that he's basically blocked his Twilight appearance ever since, even tweeting once that he accidentally remembered he was part of the movie. 3 out of 20. Kristen Stewart, Twilight. At this point, it might be harder to find someone who doesn't regret playing Twilight than someone who enjoyed it. Kristen Stewart's regrets were more personal and less creative. The actress has shared several times how she has struggled with the incredible amount of fame that the role of Bella has brought her. 4 out of 20. Viola Davis, The Help. Although Viola Davis found the film entertaining, she feels betrayed by her community for starring in The Help. While the film was praised upon its release, it has since been criticized for upholding the tenets of systemic racism. 5 out of 20. Timothy Chalamet, A Rainy Day in New York. When Timothy Chalamet signed on to star in A Rainy Day in New York, he was thrilled to be working with famed filmmaker Woody Allen. However, shortly after agreeing to make the film, Allen was accused of sexual misconduct, leading to a protracted legal battle over the film's release, with actors such as Chalamet publicly expressing regret at working with Allen. 6 out of 20. Shailene Woodley, The Secret Life of an American Teenager. We can't really blame Shailene Woodley for regretting her role in The Secret Life of American Teen. In retrospect, that show was flat. Woodley said the role turned into something very different from what he first played, and that he wouldn't have joined the show if he had known how it would evolve. 7 out of 20. Hugh Grant, The Lady, and the Man on the Highway. Hugh Grant doesn't have much to say about the made-for-TV movie Ladies and Gentlemen. Fortunately for Grant, this is not his most prominent role. If he had never regretted his performance in this movie, many people would not even know it existed. 8 out of 20. Megan Fox, Transformers. Not long after the start of the Transformers series, Megan Fox regretted her role due to a conflict with director Michael Bay, who did not like her directing style. However, Fox later expressed regret for his statement, noting that his comments were the reason he was not asked for future installments. 9 out of 20. Theo James, Divergent. Theo James seemingly landed his next big role when he starred in Divergent, but his career didn't really take off until years later when he starred in the second season of White Lotus. James says he had trouble finding roles other than the 4 on Divergent. 10 out of 20. Sandra Bullock, Speed 2, Cruise Control. Sandra Bullock hasn't said anything about her dislike of Speed 2, Cruise Control. The Oscar winner has said that he doesn't think it makes sense and that he doesn't know anyone who enjoys the film. Despite being decades older, Bullock is still embarrassed by his appearance in Speed 2. 11 of 20. Katherine Heigl, The Door Knocked. When you're a fan of a movie, it hurts to know that an actor regrets playing that role. Katherine Heigl is like that in Knocked Up. Heigl considers the successful comedy sexy and says that he does not like the character he played. He's since backed off a bit by saying he loved the movie, but stands by his opinions about the character. 12 out of 20. Ben Affleck, Daredevil. Ben Affleck may regret playing Daredevil, but his regret led him to play another iconic character. That's right, Daredevil's lackluster performance led Affleck to sign on as Batman. Affleck has expressed no regrets about his second attempt at playing a superhero. 13 of 20. Carrie Fisher, Star Wars. When Carrie Fisher agreed to play Princess Leia, she, like many people, didn't imagine that Star Wars would become a huge cinematic universe. Because of this, Fisher regretted playing this role. He said that if he had had more foresight, he would not have taken it on. 14 of 20. Eddie Redmayne, The Danish Girl. While Eddie Redmayne enjoyed his role in The Danish Girl and was proud of the film and the story, he wouldn't take the role if he could do it all over again. Instead, she wants to play the role as a trans person for more authenticity. 15 of 20. Will Smith, After Earth. Will Smith and his son, Jaden Smith, both starred in After Earth, an abject failure by every movie standard. However, Jaden was the one who took the brunt of the criticism for the film, and Will regrets having put his son in that position. 16 of 20. Dakota Johnson, 50 Shades of Grey. Sometimes, things don't go quite as we anticipated they would, and Dakota Johnson knows that firsthand. The actress suspected that the film 50 Shades of Grey would turn out much differently than it did, and the outcome of the film led her to regret playing her role. 17 of 20. Jacob Elordi, The Kissing Booth. Jacob Elordi spat on all three of the Kissing Booth films when he shared that he didn't want to be part of the films even before he signed on. When news broke, it sparked debate over whether actors should be so critical of the roles that jump-started their careers. 18 of 20. Channing Tatum, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Channing Tatum didn't want to star in either G.I. Joe movie. He was contractually obligated to film the first, and he hated it so much he asked to be killed off in the second so he wouldn't have to return for a third. While he regrets acting in the film series, he does not regret requesting his character's death. 19 of 20. Jessica Alba, Fantastic Four. Jessica Alba regrets acting in the Fantastic Four series for many reasons. She didn't like the scripts, the films were not well received, and she didn't feel valued on set. Sounds like a recipe for regret. 20 out of 20. Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct. Basic Instinct is Sharon Stone's most iconic role, but the actress doesn't have many good memories associated with the film. Stone has often opened up about her mistreatment on set over the years and regrets it despite it being her breakout role.
I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be real anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be real anxiety can foggy all this stuff.